Hey Soul Fam, it's your host, Amelia Adair, and I'm so grateful that you are here today. And we are Just Unchained Souls. And it's time to exist in a realm where life can just flourish for you. And on today's message, we are going to speak on how God uses your pain to promote you, okay? And how to really excel in that area, all right? And let's get into it, all right? So oftentimes, fam, we feel some pain that is just, it's like taking a hit that you be like, man, when am I gonna walk again, and we get lost in that recovery state because we really don't have that clarity, understanding, and guidance. We don't have a lot of people pushing in our communities as we should. We have a lot of people online. However, when I say community, I mean right in your neighborhood where that person is just there. And one thing you got to understand about your pain, soul fam, is that it's never the same as somebody else's. That's number one. No one can actually understand how you feel but you, each and every time. Even if it's related, it's still not the same as how you feel it, okay? And because of that factor, God is going to really want to use you at the end of your recovery, okay? Why? Because you went through these motions. The way you look, your area, the people you know, it's going to be different than your neighbor, no matter what. And this allows you an upper hand in your pain, right? So rather, it's just a situation that's just like, when you get through it, right? So when I say pain, now I'm not talking about just one little heartbreak, okay? I mean, one heartbreak for one person could be a little bit extreme. However, I'm talking about maybe a childhood, like 3-5 years of a situation, and just getting out of it, then recovering from it, then standing on it is a process, okay? So let me just make that 1000% clear that when I say this pain promotion, like you've been dealt a hand that ain't no way no one could play that hand like you could play it. Like you are just the person that can really, one, feel what that pain feel like on all layers. Feel what that pain feel like in your emotions, in your mindset, in your body. Okay? You comprehend it like no other. Which means what? When you tackle that hurdle and you understand that hurdle, you are going to connect with so many different people on so many different levels like no other. Okay? The call on your seat from that recovery is huge. Okay? However, in order for you to reach there and get there, it's going to be some work. It's going to be some work that's worth it. Let me add. Because, not a second go by. And I'm just like, thank you is an understatement. Grateful is an understatement. And I love that speechless feeling. Like I can't even say thank you, because it's not even enough to express how grateful I am. And that space when you reach that space, it's like when someone give you a degree from a institution, no one can take it away from you. No one can take that away from you. Priceless. On top of that, so fam, once you come to those understandings and reach that state where you're aware of what happened and what's about to happen, like God speak to you more directly, like when God be like, yo, what's up? Rather it's in a dream, rather it's through a person that maybe God usually used for you, or however you communicate with God, and that communication happens where God said this, like put your name on it, stamp your name on it. Once you have that understanding, you're going to be put in isolation. And we spoke about isolation, okay? And you could understand that it's where you and God get to learn each other. Okay, you're going to learn what God has for you, and God is going to learn the limits for what Goddess has for you, right? And when that is learned, like, what's that saying? Teach him how to fish or something like that. When they teach a man how to fish and he could feed his family forever type of thing. It's like that. Like when you and God learn each other, look, we tapping the mail on that level, it's home run. Like now you are able to work in that spiritual realm like a professional, okay? And have clarity on each assignment moving forward. Where now you don't have to do that thing called seek validation, because you already got confirmation from within. And when you get that confirmation from within, you don't have to be explaining yourself to anyone. When you meet new people, you don't have to be going through this you don't have to go through that process of trying to paint a picture for anyone, because the picture is so clear and vivid for you that you don't have to sit around and be pulled away from what God has for you. Instead, you'll be pulled closer and closer to what God has for you. Okay? And that journey that you begin from that pain and promotion is unmatched. No one is going to be able to give you a position like that. No position that you apply for is going to be able to fulfill that that seat. And what this pain promotion allows, you're able to expand your creativity, so fam, on another level. Right? So what does that mean? You are going to be used in a new light. There is going to be a new path painted out for you. Because there's going to be so many new things that you think about based on that type of pullback, that you had to deal with, that when you get released, like a spring, when you pull a spring back, the further you pull it back, the further it goes, right, in the opposite direction. So you got to think about this pain promotion like that. Your pain pulled you down so deep into a place that when you get released out of that, you're going to catapult so far, it can't even be fully predicted. Okay? That elevation is going to be so high that the peaks that you reach is like a solution of pi. You know, pi is 3.14, and that number never ends, right? It just keeps going. That's how your elevation is going to be. The numbers are going to keep going in that upward direction so far that it's not even fully calculated. Do you know what that means? I mean, as I'm speaking, as I'm sharing it with you, I'm like this. I'm like living the example as I'm sharing the example. Like how did you even know to make that comparison? When I showed up today, I didn't get this full download, so fam. When I show up today, listen, just show up today, because we already know the numbers is going up. We already know the message is going to be given. All you need to know is these three words. And if I show you my notes, so fam, I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 list labels. I don't even have example, analogy. I don't have all of that on my notes. And you know, if you listen to this on Spotify, we're on YouTube every Wednesday at 3. And so we have a video, you know, and if you're looking at the video, you can look at my notes and see I got 3 things listed. When you get out of this pain and live in your promotion, you don't have to see you shouldn't be waiting to see the full picture, because then you're not even standing on faith. If you asking to see the full picture, you're not standing on faith. You're fronting. You can't front and fake this process, so fam. Not when you're trying to have a healthy soul, elevated life, living in a realm where life can just flourish for you. You gotta put the pieces together that make sense. And when you get down to the truth and you get down to the real, you need to have trust. And in order for you to have trust, you gotta build that. And in order for you to build that trust, you gotta pull out of this pain one step at a time. 360. You gotta pull the pain out of your emotions. You gotta pull that pain out of your mindset. You gotta pull the pain out of your body. With God. With your God. With your goddess. And build that connection and trust that you will catapult into your promotional realm where life is going to exist and flourish for you effortlessly. You got to get there though. You got to climb those steps. You got to do the work for you. For you. You're the one that's going to live it and pass it on. It's time to exist in a realm. If I say anything more, I'm gonna spoil you the message. A wise one knows when it's time to hush. Listen to this twice if you need to, because that's more than enough for you to get the picture. So fam, I love you. I appreciate you. And I know that this message is going to bring you some clarity, peace, love. And there's nothing more than I would rather be doing than sharing this message with you right now. Nothing. And I thank you for listening, tuning in. And I'm hugging you. I'm hugging you through the sound of love. And I'm giving you appreciation. And as we digress, I'm not going to just click out on you. See you at the next one. We going to go. All right? And take your time with the process and allow things to grow in your world. And I'm your host, Amelia Adair. And I'm going to see you at the next one. Bye for now.